Welcome to Fan for Racing Radio. I'm Fan for Racing Sharon, and joining me today is Jay Huseman. We are here to do the preview for the Colorado National race in the ARCA West Series. So they are back on track out in the west side, Jay, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, we got our fill of the East. Well, not necessarily our fill, but we got to see the East Series run. They're taking a little bit of a break until I think it was mid-July. We reported the ARCA Menard Series running this weekend at Charlotte, but the West Series running out at Colorado. And I just love the fact that we get a race out there in Colorado for those fans that are out that way. And when we get to the entry list, there's a couple I think they're going to be fan favorites, if you will.
Yes, indeed. And we'll cover that. The Colorado 150 presented by the West Coast Stock Car Motorsports Hall of Fame will take place at Colorado National Speedway on Saturday, May the 24th. The time is 10 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, and it will be available for those folks that have a subscription to Flow Racing. You'll be able to watch that race live.
This might be why I'm kind of a favorite of it. It matches dirt track size, but the ARCA Menard Series West is returning to the 3/8 mile Colorado National Speedway for the first time since 2022. Now, for Saturday night's Colorado 150 presented by the West Coast Stock Car Motorsports Hall of Fame. It'll be the fourth West race of the season and the 20th time the series has raced at Colorado National Speedway, going all the way back to 1995.
Okay. Trevor Huddleston, I'm sure you've heard that name. He drives the number 50 High Point Racing Race Car Factory Ford, and Tanner Reif in the number 13 Central Coast Cabinets Vegas Fastener Toyota are tied in the ARCA Menard Series West Championship standings headed into the race at Colorado National Speedway. Now, Huddleston is the leader based on tiebreakers. He has two top five finishes to Reif's one. So that puts him ahead of Tanner Reif. Tyler Reif.
You don't want to see a championship dependent on a tiebreaker. Ask Tony Stewart that.
Yes.
Now, Eric Johnson Jr., he's in the number 5 Sherwin-Williams Toyota, heads to Colorado fresh off his career best finish, which was second, and that was the last time they were out at Tucson Speedway. Johnson now sits third in the standings, and he's only 5 points out of the lead.
And Jan's racing teammates, Robbie Keneally in the number 9 Jan's Towing Ford, and Kyle Keller in that number 71 Jan's Towing Ford are tied for 4th in the standings with 112 points. They're 8 points out of the lead. Now, Keller has the best finish of the two this season. Was second at Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway in January, but Keneally owns the tiebreaker based on his 3 top 10 finishes so far this season. So kind of a battle going on amongst teammates there.
Well, and if you're keeping track, that means the top 5 total are 8 points from the lead. So yes, that's a great battle for a championship, let me tell you. Now, Jake Bowman in the number 19 Napa Auto Care Chevrolet also comes into Colorado, coming off his best career finish, which was 3rd at Tucson. Bowman started from the General Tire pole and led 15 laps from laps 134 to 148 before being passed for the lead by Reif coming to the white flag. So that close to a victory.
Okay, and those who keep track of this, there's going to be 2 female drivers in the race and at Colorado's 150, and both are from Colorado Springs. That's kind of unusual. Mariah Boudreau in the number 77 Rex MD all-phase construction Toyota will make her 6th career series start, while Holly Clark in the number 72 Subway Chevrolet is making her West Series debut. So that will be fun to watch, which one of those two finish better.
Well, and I told you, having taken a peek at the entry list, there were going to be some fan favorites. And if you got regular track regulars running in a top series event like this, yeah, that's great. Now, when we look at the history, the previous ARCA Menard Series West winners at Colorado National Speedway, you got to be a fan for a while to know some of these names. They include the late Mike Chase from 1995, Ron Hornaday Jr. in 96, Steve Portingay in 2001, Mike Duncan in 2004 and 7, Eric Holmes, if you're a West Series fan, 2008 and 10, Paulie Haraka, that one brings back some memories for me, 2009, Dylan Kwasniewski in 2011, Greg Pursley in 2012, Derek Thorne, still obviously around in 2013, Chris Eggleston in 2014, 16, and 17. Ryan Partridge was the one in between there in 2015. Why they didn't have his group together here, I don't know. But Thorne also has one in 2018 to go with his 2013 win. Haley Deegan was your winner in 2019. And then came Jesse Love in 2020 and Joey East in 2021. So how many of those do you remember, Sharon?
Well, quite a few of them. I guess great person. Well, no, Dylan Kwasniewski would be probably the first one that I actually remember. But I've heard of Eric Holmes quite a lot because a lot of the teams have him as a mentor. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, now the Colorado 150 presented by the West Coast Stock Car Motorsports Hall of Fame will be streamed live on Flow Racing starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Mountain on Saturday night, May the 24th. Live timing and scoring data is also available at arcaracing.com. And for up-to-the-minute updates, please follow at ARCA_racing on Twitter, or also known as X.
All right. Now, I mentioned it is the first time in 4 years that the stars and cars of the ARCA Menard Series West will return to the Colorado National Speedway for this Saturday night's running. We're going to scan the pit box news notes here from the homepage, see if we missed anything.
Okay. We know this is the 20th visit to Colorado National Speedway, but it's the first since 2021. Joey East, driving for team owner Mike Nocky, bested Jesse Love to earn his only West Series victory to date during the series' most recent stop at the .375-mile asphalt oval.
And we'd mentioned the name Mike Chase, again, the late Mike Chase. He got that first win there when they made their first visit to Colorado National Speedway in 1995, having led 172 of the 200 laps. And that was his 9th career victory. So a little more information there on Mike Chase.
Also, only 3 races into 2025 ARCA Menard Series West season. The battle for the championship is already a fever pitch, and we went over the points with you. It is so close in the top 5. It's hard to say who's going to end up out on top there.
Especially if this continues. Right now, 3 races in, still unusual to see that kind of tightness. I'm trying to think back. I know for a couple of years we had some very dominant drivers. I don't remember being this one that close, at least not among 5 drivers. As I mentioned, 2 ties within the top 5, and overall the 5th, whoever ended up with the lack of tiebreaker in 5th was still only 8 points from the lead. Man, if they can keep that all the way into that championship race, can you imagine the intensity of that championship race?
Well, I'll tell you what, the 2 at the top are the ones that are most likely the drivers to beat, though, this weekend, Trevor Huddleston and Tanner Reif. But Eric Johnson, who finished a close second to Reif a few weeks ago at Arizona's Tucson Speedway, he's going to be in the field this weekend. He's going to be behind the wheel of the number 5 for team owner Jerry Pitts.
Well, and as always, we mentioned the 2 Colorado natives in our track regulars, Holly Clark and Mariah Boudreau. Going to be exciting to watch them race on a track they're familiar with as they join the West Series regulars this weekend at their home track. I always love to see that. Clark is in that number 72, and that'll be for Jonathan Reume, making her series debut. But then the 6th career start for Boudreau, who's in the number 77, and that's by team owner Joe Nava.
Yeah, in the number 72, Jonathan Reume is making his series debut. So that's pretty cool to see. Also, the starting field of the 150 is limited to 20 drivers plus provisionals, so the event will run under the 2025 ARCA Menard Series West rules, procedures, and regulations and specifications.
Let's see, the starting positions, they'll be set by the fastest lap recorded. That'll be single car qualifying, and we won't need any provisionals.
Okay, now pitting in this event is going to be for repairs and adjustments only. No tires may be changed unless they get approval from ARCA Racing Series officials.
And it is under the NASCAR banner, but it is still the ARCA Menard Series. And per their rule book, there'll be a maximum tire usage for this event, and that includes purchased from home tires. And that's going to be 8. The maximum number of tires allowed in the pit box for use in the race is 4, and that'll be for emergency use. All emergency tire changes must be approved by, as Sharon said, an ARCA official.
So that's a little bit different for the ARCA Menard Series, so we like to kind of point those things out for everybody. Is there anything else you wanted to mention here in the ARCA Menard Series before we move on? We kind of covered the points already.
Yeah, let's take a quick peek and see who comes below those top 5. Cody Dennison, Blake Lathian is in the race this weekend. We have Canadian David Smith right now in 8th. Mentioned Jake Bowman in 9th, but again, so close to a victory. Only has 2 starts versus the 3 that the rest of them have above him. So maybe he'll move up. And then 10th is Adrian Fair, another international driver, and I'm trying to remember.
I think he's from Spain.
But so again, there'll be a little bit of a change for sure, as we got some drivers that aren't on the entry list there. That will shuffle it up a little bit, and we'll see how much the points get shuffled up just by the finish of those top drivers we were talking about. I'm so excited to see whether or not somebody does gain an advantage in that points battle or it stays that tight. I would love to see it be that tight all the way to the finish.
He's from Madrid, Spain. Yes.
Madrid, Spain. Okay, there you go.
Spain. All
Good
right.
deal. So
I think we've got an exciting race. Those top 5 drivers are going to be fighting hard. But I have to agree with them, Jay, that the 2 to go through are going to be the top 2.
Most certainly. So again, knowing those are kind of the favorites, the 2 that I'd really look at then of the breakthrough, mentioned Eric Johnson Jr. Coming so close, as well as Jake Bowman, because we know they've been in contention. So yes. Those would be 2 to watch to see if they can get that victory.
Yes, indeed. Whoever it is will know on Saturday night when it's all said and done. Do watch for more coming soon from Bamber Racing Radio. Jay and I have completed all of our previews except for the Cup Series. So we've got previews for 2 ARCA platform races, the Xfinity Series and the Truck Series. So we'll get the Cup Series done as quickly as we can. And we hope that all of you enjoy the previews as much as we enjoy doing them. And also, thank you for watching. We do appreciate each and every person, no matter when you're watching. We appreciate you taking the time to tune in. So anything more you want to add there, Jay?
No, enjoy the weekend of racing again from the almost West Coast to the East Coast. Great weekend of racing here across the country.
Absolutely. And Jay, I'll see you in our next video. Take care, everybody.